Hello and welcome, I am Raziel, and today I'm going to make probably my last political video. Probably not, to be honest with you, because I just find it so tiresome to talk about politics and wargaming. Because it is tiresome, it's boring, and it doesn't matter what side you're on, if you're on the left, on the right, if you're a gatekeeper, or whatever the tourists call themselves. You know, whichever side, it doesn't matter, okay? I use the term Victorious because that's the only one I can kind of sort of label them under. So I don't care if you're offended by that. Just accept it because you don't actually have a label at the moment. So gatekeepers or tourists, right? Doesn't matter which side of the fence you're on. You're both boring. So very boring. Right, let me get this straight. This is what I don't understand. Because we gotta discuss Games Workshop's biggest lie. What is Games Workshop's biggest lie? Was it female custodians have always been there? Is it there would be no codex supplements and Dark Angels, Blood Angels, Black Templars would get full codices? Or is it the fact that they like to tell you they are the hobby? They're not, by the way. They're not the hobby. They are part of the hobby, because the hobby, has been said so many times, is miniature wargames. That is what the hobby is. Miniature wargames. And it's been around a lot longer than Games Workshop has. It's kind of, well, maybe most likely to have been invented by Johann Helvig back in 1803. Yes, over 220 years ago. That is when it was created. And Games Workshop hasn't been around that long. So no, they're not the hobby, they are part of it. And that's what you need to remember. Okay? You are defending, gatekeeping, whatever you want to say, a company which likes to hike prices, have very little production or stock, you know, things like that. They don't even have a consistent law. Why would you want to defend a company which can't even keep its law consistent and constantly relies on the unreliable narrator? In a way that it doesn't even make sense. Oh no, there's a contradiction. Unreliable narrator. A lot of contradictions in most series can actually be explained. And it's true. And that's the way it should be. If you add something to a universe, it should be able to be explained why it's been added. If you can't, don't add it. Alright? Simple. It's not rocket science. I'm trying not to swear. But like I said, this is what you're gatekeeping, defending, want to keep people out, whatever. This is what you're choosing to do. Choosing to defend a company, or gatekeep a company, or whatever. I'm going to say that a lot now, because I'm just getting annoyed. Yes. That cares so little about you, that it can cost up to £100 in books to play a single army in Horus Heresy. £100, you say, Miss Raziel? Yeah, £100. And let me explain. You would need the Siege of Beta Garmon for the new Legion Command Squad. Yes, that one. The Siege of Catonia book for Evander Garius. And of course you would need Liber Astartes for anything, you know, just basically the rest of your Imperial Fists. Yes, that's 3 books to play a single army, even though only 2 of those books you need 1 page of each for. Yes, there you go. £100 to play a single army. That's interesting. That is something you wish to gatekeep or defend or get people out of. I mean, except, you know, the way I'm doing it, which is kind of trying to see some logic and common sense into this whole argument at this point. Because there is none. You're defending something that is undefendable. Indefensible, better word. Okay, that is what you're doing. I get it, you spent lots of money on the hobby. You spent lots of time building and painting. I get all that. But maybe it's just time to move on. Maybe it's just time to move on and play something else. There's better games out there. That's what's the stupidest thing about it. If there was no choice or no options, I would go, yeah, alright, and I can see your point. But that's not the point. That's not the thing anymore. That's just not it. It is really, the problem is there are options and you're not going to them. It's like being given a mouldy burger and defending that while someone's saying, do you want a steak? And you go, no, I want this mouldy burger. Okay, that's your choice. Seriously. Go to Mantic, Kings of War, Firefight, Dead Zone, the new Halo game, anything. Mantic do good games. Their games are better than anything Games Workshop has produced in the last 20 years. Okay, 5 years. Alright? Kings of War is fantastic and a lot of fun. Firefight is great, it's a lot of fun. Why are you playing Warhammer 40k or The Old World or Age of Sigmar when Kings of War and Firefight exist? Okay, the models are better. I'll give you that. Okay, why aren't you playing Wild West Exodus? Wild West Exodus is a far better game by Warcradle. And no, Games Workshop models aren't better. I don't care what anyone says. Warcradle models are far superior to Games Workshop. They look better, they paint better, they build better. I've had less issues with them than I have had anything with Games Workshop. Lack of mould lines, everything. I've had more fun, okay? But no, again, you're going to defend Games Workshop because that's your option. That's your choice. Go to Warlord Games. Okay, their models aren't as good, I'll give you that. Bolt Action's a lot of fun. I've started to play that. I'm going to play Conflict 47. I'm going to start playing Judge Dredd. I'm going to start playing Slain. So many choices. Battletech, Conquest, Malifaux. And it's not like you have no choice. You have options now. You have choice. But you're just sitting there on a hill which is already... You're dying on a hill which is just stupidly indefensible. You're defending low stock. You're defending FOMO. You're defending hype advertising. You're defending high price costs and hikes. Even secret ones like low in number of models in a box but rise in the price. That's what you're choosing to defend. That's what you're choosing to gatekeep. I don't get it. And don't tell me it's the principle of the thing. Okay? It's not. At this point, it's stubbornness on both sides for people not willing to just go, you know what? Maybe we should just let Games Workshop die. If they die, they die. Then they die on merit. They die on quality. They die on those reasons alone. Not because you're defending them because you don't like the other side. That is the stupidest thing ever. Actually, this kind of reminds me of the Old War in Wild West Exodus, actually, where the Enlightened literally were arming both sides with Tesla bots so there would constantly be a stalemate. Games Workshop's doing the same thing. They are arming both sides so they constantly buy their stuff and there's a stalemate. That's what they're doing to you. Jesus. Wake up. Go play something else. Go play other games. There's better games out there. And you're worth it, guys. You're worth playing other games. You're worth spending your time and money on something that's actually fun. And communities that are fun and want to talk about the hobby and show off their miniatures and not shout at each other because they're on the wrong side of the aisle. Okay? That's what they want. Now, this is not me sitting on the fence. I'm a centrist, always have been. And I always go with what I want to spend my money on. Okay? I don't go out and go, oh my god, I must buy this new game, blah, 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 blah. I must buy this new miniature, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't do that. I look and I spend my money on what I want to spend my money on. And that's the way I've always been. And it's the way I will always be. It's my time, it's my money, and I will spend it as I see fit. I'm not going to go to a company that decides that they're going to hike prices, they're going to make me buy book after book after book, just to play a game. I'm going to go to a company where I can buy one box and use that in a game. And I don't have to buy anything else. Okay? That's the company I'm going to go to. The models look good. The lore is fun. The lore is fantastic. That's where I'm putting my money. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go to a company that can't keep its own lore consistent. I'm not going to go to a company that hikes prices. I'm not going to go to a company that tells you 3 weeks after you ordered something that it's not in stock. I'm not going to do that. Okay? I'm going to companies which actually means I can play a game. Yes, it's difficult to start. Don't get me wrong. You are going to have to get people into the game you have found. You're going to have to do that. That is the way it is. Okay? That's just the way it is. But if you're going to sit there and defend a company that just doesn't care about you, is arming both sides and doing everything it can to keep it going, because, you know, nothing builds hype on the internet then controversy. Okay? I don't like being controversial. I don't like saying negative things. I like being positive. This is why I'm going to be talking about Mantic more often. This is why I'm going to be talking about Wild West Exodus more often. This is why I'm walking away from Games Workshop. I'm walking away because they're not worth my time and they're not worth my money. If I lose subscribers, I lose subscribers. But I'm going to talk about something I actually enjoy. Okay? Sick and tired of this. Sick and tired of the whole thing. If you want to gatekeep that company, if you want to defend that company, defend it. I'm not having anything to do with it. Go just spend your money on companies that are worth it. Okay? Help other companies. Bring up other companies. Make them more known. Make them better supported. Support your local gaming company. Support other companies. They need it more than Games Workshop. They do. And they deserve it more because they're actually doing something to make a fun game. They're actually doing something so you can sit there with your friends and play something enjoyable. Okay? Rather than having you pay through the nose for anything else. Okay? This is it. Anyway, I've had enough of this video. Stop my edit. My name has been Raziel. Thank you very much for watching. If you actually want to play some other games, there's a load of games on Wayland Games down below. Up to 20% off certain games. Not Wild West Exodus because they make it. But yeah, Mantic's there. There's loads of games down there. So go down there. Click and buy something. If you don't want to buy Warhammer Bears, you can also buy Warhammer, I suppose. Forbidden Planet, comics, DVDs, manga, etc. My merchandise, my comics, and Skyforge. And Patreon. I've got to support that one now because, you know, I'm getting big. Bye!